right, let's move to our next topic, which ironically enough is the same topic. T-Sizzle on Tebow in this same GQ piece. Suggs told Mike Silver, quote, "They say we were giving him a hard time because he's a Christian. No, that's not it. We were giving him a hard time because he was terrible." Does he have a point?
Absolutely, without question, 1,000%. Because if you're a football
Then why
player,
bring up the Christianity angle?
because I know for a fact that there are football players who believe that their critique of Tim Tebow is based on his open devotion to the Lord and his willingness
Who's
to pray.
critique?
I'm just saying, the public, I'm sorry, I got lost. The public itself, the players themselves believe
That the public's perception of Tebow?
that the public's perception of them when they're critical of Tim Tebow is based on, you know, his willingness to pray, etc. And what Terell Suggs is saying got nothing to do with it.
Yep.
I'm judging him as a football player. When you're in between those lines, I'm not thinking about his religious beliefs. I'm thinking about getting at him. He's a quarterback, okay? I don't think he's that good. And I respect that because what he's doing is what I've been striving to do for ages. I'm trying to bring it back to the game. I'm trying to bring it back. Look, man, can you throw or can't you throw? Think about this, and I said this on SportsCenter the other day. Do you notice that 90% of the time it got to a point where football pundits, aficionados, experts, etc., had to go on the airwaves and qualify every single statement of Tebow by saying, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly nice kid.
You've done that
blah, blah.
before.
And I've had to do it. Why? Because people are sitting there assuming that you're just crucifying the dude because there's something personal.
In fairness, when Skip is always says the same thing about LeBron. I like LeBron as a person,
but it's never. Listen, Tebow mania. Let's face reality. Up until Jeremy Lin, we ain't never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like Tebow mania in my life. Okay, and the fact is that you have people that had to qualify. I'm trying to tell you, Governor Ed Rendell, former governor for Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I know him well. I hadn't seen him in months. I saw him a couple of months ago. He comes up to me, gives me a big hug. Stephen A., I love you. But you gotta get off of Tebow, man. You just gotta do it. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go. My mama. Stephen, I did not raise you that way. You can't do that, Stephen. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. My mother never watched. I'm trying to tell you, Skip, the next time my mother watches a football game will be the first. My mother has never seen a football game in her life, but she's watching Tim Tebow. You understand? Because why are you being so critical of him? He's such a nice young man. I'm like, Mama, stop it. Stop it. And I got to sit there and I got to go home. I'm missing out on my home cooked meal because of Tim Tebow.
And now we know why Mom loves Skip so much.
There we go. Do you see what I'm saying? So
do.
it's like, it's you know, T. Suggs is just bringing it back to, this is about football, y'all. He's not that good of a quarterback yet, period.
Hey, let's go back to your recurring theme. You have blamed Tebow mania in large part on me, right?
Yes, it's your fault.
I'm going to take some blame for Suggs' comments here because he and I have sparred regularly on this program.
Yeah?
And
Spar is nice, by the
Spar
way.
is nice. And I might have pushed Suggs over the edge on Tebow because we have gone just as hot and heavy as you and I have gone.
I believe
about
that.
Tebow.
I believe that.
So I'm going to give him a little bit of a break. Sometimes I think he can be a little knuckleheaded. Sometimes I think he can be myopic when it comes to Tim Tebow because to dismiss him as mediocre is doing a great injustice to what Tim Tebow pulled off this year. And we can go on for another half hour about this. But mediocre, hey, what Tim Tebow did in the second half at Minnesota, not mediocre. The first half against Brady, not mediocre. The
dead clock is right.
Hold on. The 191 yards passing in the fourth quarter and overtime against the Bears, you said, would be his toughest test on defense. That's not mediocre. And finally, 316 against Pittsburgh and the winning touchdown pass in overtime. That's not mediocre.
That was definitely not mediocre.
Yeah, that's rare.
The Minnesota, their defense, their secondary was ridiculed with injury.
Okay, but remember the circumstance he's in. He's winning in spite of a GM and a coach who do not believe in him. He's winning in spite of a team that I believe was, can I be nice about this, below average, below a team that was 1-4? It was miraculous, but it was real. It was true. It was not mediocre because when the fourth quarter came, when he had 6 fourth quarter comebacks, he became a special player. I'm sorry, you just need to admit that.
I think
because-
Stephen A. would admit that now. Would you give him that fourth quarter? The kid was special.
Yeah.
Okay, case closed, and I let Suggs off that hook.
All right, very good.
But he stunk for the first 45 minutes.
And the point is,
And that matters. And y'all are trying to gloss over that, floss over the nut. He stunk for 45 minutes a game.
Not
Or
every
at least,
game.
oh, please, most of the game. And then when you combine that with the fact that he stunk in practice, the fact that he was still in the lineup to stink up the joint for 45
So
minutes
you're
a
saying
game.
winning?
It's disgusting.
Wait a second. Now
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying
just what
winning
it is.
isn't everything. Winning doesn't matter anymore.
Winning
right?
matters.
Okay.
Winning matters. So I'm going to give you that. You know, and then
the other thing
luck
too is,
yourself.
if the religious beliefs don't factor into the way you think about them, then don't bring them up.
Let's move on to some other
Okay.
subjects, please. I've had enough of Tebow. Can we move on?
We're gonna